Pandas. 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 I got broads in Atlanta, Tucson Dope Bean, and a Fanta. Pandas! Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Kid Poker from New Jersey. Good morning. Roel. Good morning. Timothy Chapo. Good morning. Wayne Bignell. Good morning. Tyler Molema. Good morning from the Southwest Minnesota. Hassan Arabi. Good morning from sunny Miami. Welcome, welcome. YST. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Zero Cool. Welcome back. Good morning, guys. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Carl Herman. Good morning from Asheville. A6 says Panda, you and Cali. Nope. But I heard they do have a nice bamboo forest over there. A, B, C, two-legged pullback. Only problem is that this could be a double top. Right, it's an attempt for that new high, and it fails to get reached there, and we may get a reversal trade here instead. But we're in a strong uptrend, so we can continue the uptrend. But Pandas, hope everyone's doing amazing. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Also, drop a GM in the chat with your location. It's always fun to know where you guys are from. It's not just fun, but it's actually like a blessing, because it's just amazing that we can meet people all over the world here, all in one spot, all with the same goal. Richard Harris, good morning. Wyatt, good morning. Rodian, good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome. From Melbourne, Australia. Another Australian. See, it's crazy. Because if you guys didn't write that you're from Australia, you guys would not know that, hey, there's other Australians here, mate, that we can trade together. Kind of brings that little more connection there. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I'll be right back.
Five-minute trap. Five-minute trap.
Sorry about that, pandas. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Market just open. Welcome, welcome.
10,000 tick trap.
Good morning. Melissa Czar, good morning. Patrick, Islam, good morning. Sweet Onions, good morning. Naren Patel from London. That's so cool. Royal Anita from Europe. Welcome, guys. Good morning, good morning. Let's get that bamboo, pandas.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap on a 10,000 tick chart. If you don't see it, it's right here. Trap here, right? Two-legged pullback. Makes less than a scalp, or makes less than a scalper's profit. May reverse here on the 10,000 tick. Bouncing off yesterday's high like this makes me feel like, I mean, this is a nice move up. But this could be a double top here. Currently, looks like it's forming some sort of trading range. It's unsure. It's a two-legged pullback now, forming to the downside. It's hard to say because the move up is so strong. Like, you're thinking it's an uptrend here. Seeing if this holds any support here. Bottom of the trading range, maybe back to the top of the trading range. Hard to take this short. I don't know, unless you're already thinking this is like we're in a downtrend, double top downtrend perhaps. I mean, it's hard to say. It's really early in trend if you're to take this short.
Five-minute trap.
I don't know if I feel comfortable going long here either. End's kind of bullish. It's just starting to get a little choppy in this area, so it's hard to go long there. Hard to go it's hard to make any move in a box like this. Sitting on my pause until I see some clear direction. If I can't tell you like,
10,000 tick
you know,
trap.
what the trend is within like 2 or 3 seconds of looking at the chart, it's just not clear, right? I don't know what's happening here. I see the trend is up here, but now it's starting to form a trading range, which is typically what happens with any trend, right? It's, you know, it's a little rare for A tops, V bottoms, but it's more common for them to, for a trend to go up and then start to turn to a trading range, and the trading range either continues up or it reverses. Trap triggers on a 10,000 tick chart here. Actually kind of amazing. The 5-minute chart. Let's see how the candle looks like. First candle. Pushing down. The trap on the 10,000 tick chart. See, that made it confusing. I wasn't sure if we were going to come back up, continue this uptrend that we've been in, or if we're going to have a reversal. Now it looks like we're starting to have some sort of reversal here. You know, difficult to trade anything in this little box that had happened. We fail second entry long here. Or we can get a failed breakout of this box, come back into this box here, where we see a lot of price action in here. Good morning, guys. Good morning. As you guys are joining, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Helps out this channel a lot. We do have a inside bar. OI pattern. Pushes down. Higher low setup maybe for a failed breakout. The reason why I don't like that is because the 20 EMA is curling down so much. I feel like we might be in a downtrend right now. Especially strong bear bar on the 10,000 tick chart. You're thinking follow through on this kind of bar, but traders are waiting for follow through on this bar to see if they want to continue to go down. The 5-minute chart, strong bear bar ending on its low, waiting for follow through. Could be a pause bar here, then follow through. I may look for a two-leggy here. OII pattern. I may just go on the break of this OII pattern here to go short. Looking for follow through on the higher time frames. It's not a setup I typically take, but I'm going to take it like a second entry short here, essentially. I might be a little too eager, and this might just be a little too choppy. Okay, now it's actually second entry short. Do not copy my trades. Pushing higher, pushing higher. This might be a higher low setup coming back into our trading range. Could be the case. If we come back down, all right, pushing higher now. The signal bar is quite large, and now we're starting to create another small trading range right here. Unfortunately, you know, if we get two-legged here, maybe, but this is starting to create its own trading range, very choppy. Right, on the higher time frame, it looks like this. It's like a wick. It's showing us a trading range forming here, right? Strong bear bar, but no follow through. Right, pause bar, but the follow through, right? We should have follow through our next bar, but instead it's reversing. So what's happening here? I have no idea. Could be a two-leggy on the 5-minute chart. A, B, C. This could be a two-legged pullback, but it's hard to say. The risk is very small, but the 20 EMA is starting to flatten out and maybe even go up. So it's like, it's very confusing at this point. Are we going to come back into this trading range, or are we going to come back down, continuous downtrend? It's just like 50-50 to me. Very difficult to see. But if you're going short here, the risk is very small, so no problem. It's just a little too confusing for me. I'm just sitting on my pause. It is a two-legged pullback though. Maybe I'm missing a trend line here. This trend line. This trend line makes me want to go short. I'm gonna go short here. I'll take the hit. It's small risk. I just realized the trend line and the 20 EMA are now coinciding here, and we may get a nice push down into this trading range. The risk is very small. It's like less than 2 points. I'm willing to get hit here, and you know, the risk being small actually makes the probability a little less. Got an inside bar here. I could skunk this trade if I wanted to and move on, but I'm fine with taking 2-point risk because of the trend line here plus a 20 EMA. Looks like I got hit, but we had a trend line come from here with the confirmation of the 20 EMA. So I got hit there. I may take another attempt down here because the trend line's still good, and we're still under 20 EMA. But now the EMA is starting to get a little flat here, a little too flat. Terrible signal bar now, and we'll just take it as a loss, take it hit. I'm not going to use this as a signal bar to go short anymore. I did get hit, but it's less than 2 points, and so if I get another scalp, I'll be in the positive. I think it was worth taking it with the trend line, with the 20 EMA. There we got double key areas there. Move on. It's all good. I think if you continue to take trades like this, it's not a bad thing. You do have, you know, you could also see there's like a break of trend to new low, and this is the reversal spot. And it really depends on how you want to see, you know, which trend line you want to use. But some people would chart it like this, where you had the break of trend, new low looking for reversal. I mean, this reversal looks like it's going to fail on you. It's just hard to say. Now we get a double bottom. It's really tricky here. Sitting on my pause now. Unsure of what's going to happen. I didn't want to take this short. Maybe with the L4 setup, I might go short, but the fact that we're coming back into this trading range makes me feel like we might come back up. Big push up. So what ended up happening is we actually came back into this trading range up here. It's like a battle of the trading ranges right there. Down here, up here. Could form an L4 setup. I'm not sure if I want to take the L4 because we're above the 20 EMA now. And we're back in this trading range, so hard to say. pushes up higher. So we take that small 2-point hit, and we take the quick stop loss, you know, so we don't have to hold it into all of this, and we just take the hit. The proper way to have seen this was the move down, break a trend, new low, and that was the actual reading of this setup here. To find the reversal, top of this trading range now might come back to the bottom of the trading range. Not sure. Just confusing, you know. The price action so far, it just looks like this. But if this is the case, you know, now that we see that this is break a trend, new low, we can say properly this is an uptrend, and what we need is a break of this trend to new high if we're going to ever look for a reversal here. Two-legged pullback here. A, B, C. Signal bar is a rough signal bar. Right in the middle. Could be a double top now forming. To me, this looks like first break of trend. If you want to take a really short-term trend line, then this is the one you can use. But darn, you know, what are you going to use, this or this? If you use this as a break of trend to new high already, coming from the top of the trading range. Bottom of the trading range, inside bar. Oh man, pretty good signal bar. It looks a little choppy. I'm gonna see if I can get in. Oh, okay, I missed it. Missed it. Darn. This is why you have to be like preemptively. You have to be preemptive in terms of your setups. And I missed that setup. Good two-legged pullback there on an uptrend. A, B, C. Attempt to new high. I was just scared that it was just a little too choppy, and I wasn't sure if you know, was it this super short turn trend line, or was it this? Seems like this was it. Trying to attempt for that new high. Fortunately, it's just really hard to tell. You know, I was more reserved to make it like this, right? Because this is right before the 20 MA. And the reason being is because of this one. You know, if I was more reserved with this one, then I would have, you know, not seen this one and saw the market cycle in that way. So I was a little more conservative, thinking possibility reversal here, but yeah, making a new move up, maybe back to the top of the actual trading range on the 2000 tick chart. So now we made that new high. We could get a bounce off the top of this trading range. Darn though, darn. Hesitated a little bit. I just want to see a small reaction. Like, you know, sometimes it pops up and just reverses immediately. Hate when that happens when you enter the trade. Kind of what happened here when I went short. It kind of reversed immediately, and so yeah, I kind of want to see what that happened, but it kind of hovered above the entry point, and sorry pandas, I missed that setup. So the 2000 tick chart trading range indicator is giving us the actual trading range of the day, being more accurate than my blue box here that we had. Maybe I should just look for the reversal here because we're at the bottom trading range. Then you can come back to the top. Wowzers. Holding it all the way till then would have been difficult though. You know, because you had 1, 2, 3 hits. I just realized we had 3 hits here too as well. Wow. Okay. Looking back at it, what a good setup. What a good setup. I didn't realize there's 3 attempts to break below this trading range. Came back to the top. Huh. You gotta break a trend new high. We're at the top of the trading range as well. Could create a double top here. Or we can continue a super strong uptrend. I mean, when you look at the daily chart, you're just thinking, what can stop this? Right? You have a strong bull bar ending on its high with follow through. You know, what's really gonna stop this bull move? What can actually stop it? There's a lot of inside bars, which is kind of making this frustrating, right? You have an inside bar OIO pattern here. You have a OI pattern here, right? Outside bar, inside bar. When I say inside bar, that means the range of the, you know, the bar is within the range of the previous bar. So here's another inside bar, right? It's within this range. Technically, this is actually an inside bar as well with this because we're within the range of this bar. There's a lot of inside bars making this frustrating. Making it look choppy. 2 legs up here. After this breakout, 2 legs up. Or not yet, attempt to 2 legs up. I mean, another strong uptrend day today, perhaps. Not sure. I'm going to trade this like a trading range at the moment. If we get a reversal set up around this area, it'd be nice. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Do appreciate you guys joining. I'm gonna do a quick reload here while we wait for this next setup. Pandas, hopefully you guys are doing well. Corsi says starting to take L4 and H4 setups. I mean, it's a good setup because Al Brooks says it's a good setup. I didn't make it up. So usually when there's 4 attempts on one way, you know, basically it's 2 two-legged pullbacks in a row, then that could cause a nice reversal. Getting a nice 2-leggy here to push above this trading range. Signal bar is large, plus if you look at the previous bars, we're basically overlapping them. It's not technically a trade I like, but it can lead to a nice breakout, but I'm not trying to trade breakouts here. Just looking for scalps along the way of a trend. Good morning, guys. Charles Wilson says, I take 6 points with 4 contracts, building to 8 tick goal, try to make $300 a day. Ralph Gruns from Atlanta. Welcome, welcome. We do trigger that second entry long, clearly above the 20 MA. I mean, a rising 20 MA as well. It's just, we're at top of a trading range, a presumable trading range here. Another thing I don't like about it is the fact that we have a breaker trend to new high. And so typically it's where we find reversals. And so I don't like how far above the 20 EMA we are on this and how much this 20 EMA is going up. Hard for me to take this trade here, but yeah, I mean it's an uptrend currently for sure. But breaker trend new high. This is not a this is typically where I would try to find a trap setup. We do have 3 attempts up here failing, and this could lead to a nice reversal. It seems a little scary to me because the risk here, you only have like you basically have 2 points of buffer here with this signal bar. You might be able to take it with a small risk. I don't know, because it's such a small risk trade. You might take it. You just got stopped out if you went short there. However, this is tempting me. I feel tempted. Very tempted to go short top of this trading range. Nah, I'll sit on my pause. It's a little too scary for me, but it does look like trading range double top currently. L4 setup. I'll look for a lower high setup and maybe take it. I'll take the lower high here. Give me a lower high setup and I'll take it. Regardless if it's a two-legged pullback, I'll take the lower high setup. I need a little more confirmation. We're going to reverse here. So like your risk reward is the best because you're basically trying to go short here, try to get to the bottom of this trading range. And you're willing to take this risk. This is a 2-point risk, but the probability is very low that you'll come from here to down here before coming up here just 2 points. You know, the probability is low on that, but some people will think it's worth it, and you pay for it through probability. But lower high, you pay for it with risk, right? Your probability increases if I wait for a lower high, because now I'm getting a second attempt to push down. My probability goes up. I pay it through risk. Typically the risk will be more, because it'll be a little bit lower down here when it triggers, and so my stop loss would be up here. So you pay for it through probability. So you know, I'd rather have the probability, pay for probability, come out with a scalp than trying to just predict the top of this move here. You need a lower high setup, right? A lower high setup just means there's a little more confirmation that that you're going down. And now I could see here that the 20 EMA is still acting as support here. Take a quick look at the 5-minute chart since I don't have a setup right now. So it was a 2-leggy coming up, making that double top here. It's hard to say. It's getting choppy at this moment too. Many overlapping bars in this area, creating another type of trading range where most breakouts will fail. It looks like it's gonna create another inside bar here. It's just an inside bar type day, which typically means it's gonna be like a choppy day. Another inside bar. OI pattern. So many inside bars. OII pattern here. Over here, OI pattern. OI pattern here. So many inside bars. Very frustrating. Let's see if we get a lower high setup, and I'll be interested. It said this is an inside bar breakdown. It's not enough. It's not enough for me. I need a lower high. Because all I can, from what I can tell, all I can tell from this is that we're in a trading range, and yeah, hard for me to trade anything outside of it. Some people will say this as a two-legged pullback, but A, B, C, right? It's an optical two-legged pullback. That's what it looks like. Or a hidden second entry long. Some people consider it a hidden second entry long. I mean, it's just getting so coiled up here. It's hard to tell which one. I mean, we're above the 20 MA, so the chances are a little bit higher to break to the upside. A lower high setup forming here is what I wanted for a while. If we get it, I'll take it. But the 20 MA is starting to rise again. And we're like clearly above the 20 MA. Like we're having a hard time breaking beneath the 20 MA. Which, you know, if you trade counter to that, you're kind of trading counter to like what the market has been doing for a while, which is using the 20 MA as some sort of support. So if you try to trade like a stop order beneath it, you might be, you know, fooling yourself and trying to do something opposite of what the market's been doing for a while. We do have another attempt to break out, but this 20 MA is a little too powerful for me. It's just clearly a support. And if something's clearly a support, it's hard for me to trade against that. I'm just watching. Just watching at this point. Don't know. This blue box seems to be the trading range at the moment. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Also, when you look at the charts, it's like the 5-minute chart, the first couple bars, you should be able to tell what kind of day it's going to be. And so we had this bar, and then it started to kind of go up like this. So we might have a bull trend day today. Could possibly be. But I don't know. When I look at the 2,000 tick chart, it's just so many overlapping bars, so many inside bars. We finally get the breakout here. And like I mentioned, since we're above the 20 MA in this consolidation, and the 20 MA is like rising like this, the chances are we were going to break out above this box. Which looks like what's happening here. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I took one trade, took the hit right here with a smaller than a 2-point stop loss, which is fine. But now it's getting choppy. I missed one trade that I was considering. Just a little too late to that. You know, could not anticipate it quick enough, and it went on without me to the top of the trading range. Just a straight move up to it. Coming back into our blue box here. The 20 MA is clearly a support, like I've been mentioning. Still wondering what is happening here. It's the first entry here. First entry. The first entries are strong like that. Huh. Give me a 1 in the chat if you think this is an uptrend. Give me a 2 if you think this is the top of a trading range. See, it is it looks like an uptrend to me, but it's actually so choppy here. And let's draw a wider trend line here. Let's see. Let's just be ready for it if it is. Okay, we have a channel working nicely off of here now that I see this channel here. Okay. Okay, we got an uptrend here. Let's see if we can play with this uptrend. This channel going upwards. It might be a while because we have to wait till it comes back to 20 MA and we're at the top of the channel. Who knows what can happen here. Seems like people are always in long. So this bull bar here, pause bar, follow through, people always in long buying the close here. Sit back, relax, and just watch. Let's wait for our entry. Let's wait for a pullback of some sort before entering this uptrend. If this creates another inside bar, all right, there it is. Always in long traders, right? Buying the close, bought the close here. Once they saw this move up, pause bar and some follow through, like a bull bar, they just bought the close here. And people were buying it up just anywhere in this bar, and they bought the close here, causing this to move up. The 5-minute chart looks like a nice bull trend here. 10,000 tick chart. Oh my. This entire move, not one pullback. Sheesh. Top of the trading or top of this channel here. Not really looking for a short trade anywhere, but yeah. Can't take this long. Too high. Too close to the top of this channel that I have drawn that I feel like has multiple hits. And multiple hits on the top as well. Two-legged pullback back to the 20 MA. Sure, why not? Notice that this was a first entry as well. Such a strong push-up with the first entry. It might be one of those first entry type days, but I will take, only time I'll really consider first entry is if it's like on a key area. Like I'm not going to take a first entry here. If this is truly a strong uptrend, then we can come in with first entries. But regardless, I would like it to be on the key area. Maybe a two-leggy here. A, B, C. For me, this will be one of the places that if I take a two-leggy, I'll probably actually hold it. Unless we get like a really strong breakdown. Hold it, maybe scale in. The market might be stingy and not give us our two-leggies. It might be a first entry type market all day. But I can't take a first entry here in the middle of nowhere. Even though it makes a scalp. It makes a scalp. Absolutely incredible. Doesn't make the 2-point scalp, actually. Not yet, at least. Just waiting. Patiently. Two-leggy forming really far away from the key area. So you're getting a setup, but you're not actually on the key area here. Which could be the death of you. You know, you can take this, it might work now, but if you continue to take trades like that, long term, I think it's going to hurt you. So we're getting the setup, but, you know, it's just not good enough. It needs to be a little closer to 20 May. It is too far above. But it is a two-legged pullback, amazingly. So. It's a Pikachu trade as well. It's enough for a point. 2 points. Maybe. Unfortunate. It's just wish it was a little bit closer. It's about a point away, and that's typically not close enough for me. The main reason being is because the 20 MA can act as a magnet, and if it does pop up above here, especially with these pivot here, like can block that these can block you. Like the setup I would have preferred would have been a setup that looks like this. Come back to 20 MA, then give us enough room for the previous pivots. But instead it gives us this. You know, nothing's really perfect when it comes to trading. That might be, you know, one of those times where you just take it. Take the risk. But it's a two-leggy. We might not get a two-leggy for a long time. But I'm sticking to my rules and I don't mind waiting there. I'm eager to get into this uptrend, but for me still I'm thinking, especially with you guys watching, like can I get a chart check? I mean, if you guys have different charts than me, then I'd like to know. I like to trade like as close as charts as I can to like. It seems like to be like a standard chart out there. Reloading historical. It's absolute, just mind-bending move right now, and yeah, we got one set up here, but I don't know. It's just like in the upper half of that channel. I just, you know, I wish it actually touched the 20 MA. It's just annoying. Yeah, reloaded, still there. So that was a 2-leg pullback. About 1 tick. Just watching this grind up. What can I say other than if you want to just continue to be always in long, then you can trade that way. You can trade that way. Just buy anything. Like if you want to pull back, you at least want to pull back to like the 20 MA or something. But if you notice, right, we're like not even getting to the 20 MA, which makes it kind of hard to just buy in. With hindsight bias, it's obviously easier to see that you just bought everything. And if that's the case, then would you say the same thing right now? Would you say let's just buy right now? And that is the question. And what strategy are you using? What setup are you using to be able to enter in this long? Al Brooks will often call this being trapped out of a trend, right? Bulls are trapped out, bears are trapped in. So bears are trapped in because they're trying to come out with scaling in, and they're sooner or later going to break. The pain is going to be too much, and they're going to hit max pain, which causes like huge spikes in the market. So when those huge spikes come out, then that's when we know like the bears have been broken. So, and the bulls typically come out with their profits, protecting their profits. Typically look for an exhaustive move if you ever want to reverse this. I'm not really looking to go short at all anywhere right now, but if I want to long, I want to at least at a key area, and it's just hard to find. It's really hard to find one. You know, it looks like if you just buy anything right now, it works, and there are strategies that do that. But right now, what we're trying to trade are 2-legged pullbacks. This trend line here could have been the reason why I could have gone long there. I could have used this trend line. I didn't have it at the time, but for me, I was just eyeing the 20 EMA, thinking, okay, 20 EMA looks like a clear place to come to, and didn't have this trend line here. But looking at this now, this trend line seems to be valid. Could be an overshoot of this channel here. Multiple bull bars, right? There's bulls are buying, always in long. You can see with the price action that's what's happening. We can't even break a previous candle's low, so people are just always buying, and then when it gets kind of even to the midpoint of this candle, they're buying, thinking they don't want to miss out on this move. Super strong bulls. Something interesting happens here as well. If we draw a line across here, we see that this bounces off the previous pivot high. Bounce off, Bounce up pivot high, basically making a staircase pattern here. I see it now, but at the time was not thinking about that. Which is why experience helps with trading, because that's something that you can keep in the back of your mind when you want to enter an uptrend. Vicious move up here. You know, you guys might think, why didn't I enter any of these trades? Well, I was pretty clear when the setup was happening, but I was waiting for a 20 MA, and it never came down to it. So when I realized it didn't come down to it, I start to see this trend line, and the reason why I draw this trend line is not because, oh, I see this here, is because I saw this pivot here, and making a trend line from this pivot to this pivot, we can see that we're getting bounces off of this move, off of this trend line here, creating this other channel here, which also helps us with these pivot highs. So it seemed like it hit the top of that channel, overshoot. Not really still looking for any type of short trades, but here's another channel within the channel, and we pretty much hit the top of it here. We pretty much hit the top of it and bounce off of it. Now we're at the bottom of this channel. Just hard to predict. This could have been like an exhaustive move up, right? On a higher time frame, this could be an exhaustive move. Higher time frame, 10,000 tick chart. We do have this move up here, 10,000 tick, strong bull bar, ending on its high. That could be an exhaustive move. But no candle breaking below previous candle's low on the 10,000 tick chart. Absolutely incredible. Same with the 5-minute chart. No candle breaking below the previous candle. And on the 5-minute chart, it's a little more obvious that exhaustive move. On the 2,000 tick chart, it looks like this. 5-minute chart, it looks like this. Strong move. Biggest bar in this trend. Late in the trend as well. So you're thinking exhaustion, no follow through. Instead, it's reversing. So it could be an exhaustive move there. We're finally at the 20 MA. Hitting back at it. Typically don't like to go long when you have 3 strong bear bars in a row like this. And to go long into that, it's kind of hard because it seems like something's like falling. And it's kind of hard to just reverse it. Really small signal. A little small risk on this bar. So if you want to, if you're still first entry, but if you see this move here, you kind of want to hesitate before you want to just go long. You want a little more information here. Especially on the 5-minute chart. When you have this big bull bar ending on its high with no follow through. Can also be an overshoot. Overshoot of this channel could lead to an undershoot of the channel. First entry long, if you still want to enter this uptrend here. 20 EMA is starting to flatten out. Pandas, if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. I'm Bye Money, and hey, if you don't know what we're doing here, we're looking for two-legged pullbacks on the 2000 tick chart on the emini every single day. 9:15 for the mainstream, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, and we trade 100% risk-free. So I'm down $87, but Pandas, it's not my money. And you may ask, how's that not my money? Well, because I get to trade with a prop firm called Apex Funded Trader. So I'm down 87. And that negative 87 is not my money, it's their money. And so you get to trade risk-free. You get funded if you pass their evaluation. So if you're interested in trading risk-free like we do every single day, make sure you guys use that coupon BBM50 if you also want to use Apex. that coupon is for you guys. We're also so close to 10,000 subs. We're about 100 some away. And I am very excited for the 10,000 sub special that we're going to have, special stream that we're going to have. And you guys don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys subscribe to know, so you guys can see. I'll put a post up saying the next stream will be a 10,000 sub special. And you want to make sure you don't miss that. So I'm most likely going to do it through a post. Just to announce it, and then give everyone a heads up. The reason being is because we're gonna have some prizes for you. It's a chance that I can give back to you guys for your support and you guys being awesome viewers and being with me for such a long time. Some of you guys being there since day one, and so I would definitely want to give back to you guys. So we'll have some prizes, some treats, some raffles, and we'll have some fun on the stream as well. Quite a strong move down. Overshoot leading to this undershoot is what we're expecting. Do I think it's going to be straight up reversal? Maybe. I mean, 5-minute exhaustive bar matched with a exact same size bar on the 5-minute chart. We do have a two-leggy here. This is a two-legged pullback coming off the bottom of this trend line. But we're beneath the 20 MA. A little tricky here, in my opinion. Do I want to take this two-legged pullback? Thinking we're just going to continue this uptrend. If you want to, this is the place to take it. But I'm going to sit on my pause because I want a little more price action. Maybe a higher low setup might be what I'm interested in. The main reason being because I see an overshoot here. I'm thinking it's going to lead to an undershoot, and that can lead to like a trap trade or just We're just underneath the 20 MA now, so it's a little difficult to take this. In fact, what has follow through is the 5-minute bear bar. Right now, we're starting to create a little follow through on that. 10,000 tick chart, just coming back to the bottom of this channel here. On the 2,000 tick chart, it looks like, it looks like this. Little undershoot, overshoot to a little undershoot. We're beneath the 20 MA. 20 MA is curling down. We're also beneath the trend line. So this can actually lead to a reversal. Overshoot to reversal. So it's hard for me to go long here, even though we've been in an uptrend for a very long time. It's hard for me to just go long here because right now the context is making things make me feel like we may reverse here actually. Especially with follow through on the 5-minute. Hassam says he reloaded historical 3 times, completely different. I'm not sure. I've reloaded historical a couple times on stream as well, and I'm not sure. Remog says first time here. Why is the dude a panda? I don't know. Why are you a human? Some people are just born this way. Maybe I identify as a panda. Maybe I identify as a panda. Put me on the endangered species list. Let's go, baby. I'm kind of curious. If you identify as like, say that you're Asian. And there's this thing called affirmative action when it comes to if you want to, they kind of try to create equity, in universities, and so they give a advantage to African Americans. If you're Asian, you identify as a black person. Do you get to take the advantage of affirmative action? I'm actually curious about that. Is that something that actually is like, or if they make like, if somehow, I want to identify as a Native American, can I get some reparations? I'm curious if that will ever happen. And if the law will just absolutely just break and fall apart, I'm just curious, like to me, I just feel like right here, I'm not interested in this trap trade actually, because I feel like it's a good signal bar and everything, but right now it's to me it's an overshoot. The first break of this trend, and the trend was so strong. Like I feel like we still have some legs up that we can have. I'll take this reversal here. This might lead to a two-legged pullback, but I'm gonna take this failed trap here, and thoughts and prayers. As Vin Diesel will say, too soon, Junior. Do not copy my trades. Going long here. In this trade, thinking, first break of trend. We're not really looking for a reversal. That's not the right spot. And a failed reversal attempt may give us a nice push up here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Move on. But those are my reasons why. It's too soon, Junior type moment to try to reverse that. So I'm trying to trap these trap traders here. See if we can take advantage of that. But it might trap the trap traders. Trap traders. Trap. Double trap. But that's the risk I'm willing to take here. And I'll take it. Just because the original trend was so strong, I'm feeling we could have another leg up here. You could skunk it if you want at this point. Follow through, right? Strong bull bar, any odds high. Some follow through here. Definitely follow through now. I feel confident in this trade. I'm just gonna keep it. No matter what happens, I'm happy with my decision. And yeah. Boy, oh boy. Bad J. Sorry, buddy. I'm putting you in timeout because I know you're actually a viewer, but don't do that. Shilling on another person's stream, that is just bad clout riding, clout chasing. I don't like this follow through, and if you want to, you can come out and skunk this trade. This can lead to a two-legged pullback, to the downside, which is completely fair as well. So this might get me. I could have skunked it there, and but for me, I was already committed to this trade, and If anything, I'm gonna raise my stop or raise my target here. If we get another reversal, thinking that we're still good on this failed reversal attempt here, we're gonna go in double position, and I'm gonna just treat this as 2 individual scalps. So my first scalp will scalp out here, and I'll enter another scalp coming here, and we'll see. In another trade here, so this one will get stopped out here, and let's see if we can get a scalp on the first attempt here, which is this first target, and then another scalp here. Let's go, baby. It's not break even yet. We have to hold this a little bit. Still trying to wait for a scalp on the second attempt up here. Still waiting, still waiting. Holding this. It looks good to me. It looks like we have a good chance of hitting this. Or not. That's not what you want to see. You want to see this happen much quicker. Any scalp you don't want to stay in the trade for too long. You want it to be quick. But I'm willing to lose this, you know. To me, it's just kind of even more confirmation we're going up here. Just watching. See if we get it. It looks good. It looks like we're gonna get it pretty soon. Hopefully in this next bar. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. 2 successful scalps in a row. Let's go. Easy peasy, easy money. Again, like I said, too soon, Junior. It was one of those Vin Diesel moments. If you guys ever watched the original Fast and the Furious, there's a scene where this guy is racing Vin Diesel, and he puts his NOS on a little too early, and Vin Diesel famously says, "Too soon, Junior," and then he turns his NOS on and he wins the race, like a street race. There it is, too soon, Junior. For those who thought we're gonna push down here, to me, first break a trend, and when that failed, I felt confident to reverse that. Let's get that bamboo. This is an attempt for the high. Typically look for a new high, but with this overshoot to undershoot, who knows what can really happen here. Especially if we're coming back down to 20 EMA like this. Pandas don't eat ice cream. They only eat bamboo. Pandas. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. And remember, with Apex, you see 112 here, but this is copied across multiple accounts. So that's the power of the trade copier, and that's actually the most powerful thing about Apex, in my opinion. You can purchase a trade copier, and that trade copier copies your trades across every single account that you have. And so if you have multiple performance accounts, you know, it's life-changing type money. Life-changing type money. What I mean by that is, if you have 4, I'm using 4 because the math is easiest, but if you have just 4 accounts, and I think 4 is very reasonable amount of accounts to be able to obtain through the evaluations. If you have 4 PA accounts with Apex, that means if you multiply 4 times 250, which is the amount of trading days are in a year, you multiply that by the average you make per day, you know, that's how much you can make per year. And so 4 times 250 equals 1,000. And so if you can make $100 a day, right, that's just one scalp a day, one successful scalp a day, then you can make $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year if you can just do one scalp a day. So on average, so a lot of people say this argument, it copies your losers too. Of course, it's not going to just copy your winners. So on average, and the best part is, so when you talk about averages, if you guys don't know how averages work, you add all of, right, you sum up all of your wins and losses every single day, and then you divide it by the amount of days you trade. So that's how you make an average. So that includes wins and losses. So if you can make an average per day, let's just say you're not profitable, right? Basically, you're saying, what if you're negative and you're copying your negative trades? Well, in general, if you are not a profitable trader, then you're just not going to make money ever, regardless. But if you're a profitable trader and you have the trade copier, it's your best friend. And you may ask, well, what if you lose all your money? Well, the best thing is that Apex is risk-free. You're not losing any of your own money. You're losing Apex money. So in my opinion, you know, any argument against it is kind of silly. But hey, you can believe what you will. Measure move was made here. So hope that makes sense. It doesn't hurt, in my opinion. It's just, if anything, if you're a profitable trader and you have, in my opinion, if you're like, I don't really want to say anything, but yeah, if you're a profitable trader, you know, you can average your wins and losses, and as long as you're profitable, whatever you make in all those days, you multiply that by 1,000, the average. And I'm saying that's only with 4 accounts, you know. I mean, if you want to know how many accounts I have, you can join the pre-market show. But I have so many accounts with Apex. Like, this $100, I'm actually happy with today, and I can walk away and sleep happy. And I would have made more money than I've ever made in anything else I've ever done. if I just walk away right now and today. And this is like, you know, yeah, we traded for like 1 hour, you know, or whatever. But if you can make one successful scalp, I mean, the first trade I took, sure, I lost it, but I thought it was worth it. But, you know, we come in and as long as we stick to the plan, you know, sooner or later we'll start getting back to green. People are wondering or worried that you lose $80 per month because of the fees. Sure. But that is assuming you can't make $80 on your accounts. If you can make $80 your account per month to make up for the fees, then I don't know what to say. You know, that's literally one scalp you can make up the fees. So to me, that's not that big of an issue. If you really look at the math of it, sure, you know, if you're kind of short-sighted about it, then that, you know, that could be a deterrent for you. But if you look at the fact that if you're trading, you're making at least one scalp a day, that $80 is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Plus, if you have a, if you trade under a corporation, which I highly recommend that you do, if you have Apex, trade under a corporation. The tax benefits are amazing, right? You can charge all of those as expenses. Any fees that you pay, essentially just expenses. So it'll help with taxes. In my opinion, it's just like, why not try it? Well, no, the why not try it? Because it's essentially like your risk, your greatest risk is whatever you pay for evaluations. And that's not like life, that's not, hopefully it won't hurt anyone's, livability when it comes to paying like $100 for a eval account. Somewhere in the Rockies says, what about drawdowns when using Apex? Not sure what you mean by that, but the drawdowns are drawdowns. So they have trailing thresholds, and trailing thresholds are nice. Actually are not nice. It actually makes it very difficult to pass evaluations, and that's what separates the traders, for them. It filters out for them, who they want to at least initially begin with a PA account. And Apex released a video that they make it very clear that once you become funded, right, PA account, what you end up trading, you actually continue to trade sim until, right, they have their own personal algorithms that helps them see if you're actually consistent. So there's about a 4-month, about like a 3-month period of trading that they track for you after you become a PA, and that's like all internal. You still keep all the money that you make, but whatever happens in like those 3 months, in my opinion, I think you probably use 3 months. They might use longer, but it essentially takes about 3 months to pull out the first $10,000 of your account, and they use that time period to see if they want to put you as what they call I believe a prop trader. And so that's when you actually trade their live account. And so they're very clear about that and transparent, which I think is amazing. And so for them, it doesn't make sense that if you get a PA account, then that they will just 100% just trust you to trade their live accounts. And so some trades they copy over, if they see that you're consistent, but they really want to see consistency with your PA account for a couple months before changing you to what they call a prop trader. And they literally will contact you to become a prop trader, and they'll tell you, everything will be the same. Everything will basically be the same, but you are now a prop trader, and like they have recognized you as a prop trader, and they want you to basically trade for them. So that's their business model, and they're clear about that. So Alan Gonzalez, thanks for becoming a panda. Do appreciate your support. Enjoy your green name. Enjoy your two-legged badge as it forms over time. Enjoy your panda emoticons. And enjoy access to the pre-market show. Yeah, S Dog Shannon has another point. A good point is, if you're going to trade anyways and need to practice, I wouldn't mind, paying the, if you want to trade micros, then you can open up the 25K account, trade micros on that account, and it's better, it costs like 60 some bucks. It's better to trade that and practice, because not only, one thing is you get a free license with NinjaTrader, so you get the data and you get basically to use NinjaTrader, and secondly, if you do blow that account, you're blowing, not $1,000 some dollars, whatever the trailing threshold is, but rather you're blowing, that eval money, which is like 60 some dollars or something, which is already cheaper than the price of the license, you know, which I think is just an incredible deal. So in my opinion, like if you're going to practice, and also you have the opportunity to make that account funded, so you kind of have a little more pressure, and you know, you kind of trade a little more realistically than if you're just trading pure sim. So I would say definitely start with sim, just because there's a lot of just things you got to learn. But once you're comfortable in sim, then I would say, you know, it's probably better to actually open like the Apex account for like $50 and just practice. They do have I believe they do have a account that you can create that does a static drawdown, which is kind of cool. It's like the $100,000 one. You can only trade 2 contracts, but it's a static drawdown. So we're up 112 today, which is really nice for me. You know, I don't really mind as long as it's green. That's all that matters to me. When you have so many accounts, like as long as you're green, that's actually all that matters. We do have a break of trend to new low here, and this new low may create a reversal here. So looking for a fail second to short here. Or we can be in a serious downtrend. It's hard to say, but right now what I'm seeing is because of the previous strong uptrend, we're looking for a possible reversal trade here. 10,000 tick chart, sorry. 10,000 tick chart. A, B, C. It's a 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA on the 10,000 tick. The 5-minute chart also 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA. This could be here a break of trend to new high, and we could get a reversal here on the 5-minute. The second entry long just triggers on the 10K and 5-minute. On the 2000 tick chart, it's still kind of not, you know, you don't have a setup here, but you know, you can make a case that since that 2-legged pullback triggered on those higher time frames, you may want to enter a reversal trade here. Proficiently says, got funded on my 50K account. Only use 1 contract to prove my consistency to myself. Cheers, man. Let's go, baby. Hey, that's exactly what I want to hear. Now you're on your way to making some money. With just 4 accounts, you can literally have a thousand multiplier, $1,000 multiplier. Whew. That's maths. That's some crazy maths. That's life-changing maths right there. If you can be consistently profitable. If we get a setup here, I'll be interested. But other than that, I'm going to wait for a setup here. If we don't get a setup here, then I'll trade a little bit longer here. We'll see a setup form here. If you notice on the higher time frame 10,000 tick chart, the second entry long does trigger. Strong bull bar ending on its high. 5 minutes still forming here. Thing is, for people asking about, you know, what my percentage of winning is, how much money have I made, blah 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 blah. I literally have the pre-market show for all my pandas to get that information. And if you want to know all those things, then you can become a panda. And it's not fair for me to just tell you guys, because some people become pandas just to get that information. So if you want to know more information about the specifics that go beyond this stream, right? If you want to know how personally what I'm doing beyond the stream, then on the pre-market show, I do have an account that I trade purely just on stream. As in, once I'm not on stream anymore, I don't trade that account, and it is a funded account. And so, you know, for those who like want to keep track of how much money I make just in the streams alone, you know, there is an account that I have that I'm trading that does that. So, if you guys are interested, you know, that is, you know, that's there and that's available. But otherwise, this higher low setup might be the thing that triggers it. Not sure yet. I'm just sitting on my pause. I mean, I'm looking for a reversal setup here, and you know, I could be wrong. I mean, this could just be a downtrend.
10,000 tick trap.
This could just be a downtrend. If it is a downtrend, I don't know how to really chart it yet. Either this or this could be the first pivot of the downtrend. Who knows? Who really knows? Right now, but I'm looking for a reversal. We do have the trading range indicator here, right? Showing us the choppiness here, showing us that trading a reversal here may not be the best thing because we have this chop here, which may drag the market back into it. It does have a small breakout, right? It might have a breakout like this, but might drag it right back into this trading range. The higher time frames reversal setup might be a trap trade on the higher time frames. You know, it could be like this, a breakup trend, new high, basically spiking channel, and then the spiking channel is going to reverse here. Trap trade also on the 5-minute chart, perhaps, might trigger. I don't know. I guess I'm sticking to the original setup that I had, which was this, but could be risky as well. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're looking for this fail second entry short because you see a break of trend to new low. Give me a 2 if you see something entirely different. And if you see something entirely different, then throw in the chat what you're seeing. And I say all that because I need to anticipate this reversal. The reason why you can anticipate a reversal is because if you don't anticipate the reversal, then you're actually going to probably trade the second entry short. But if you're waiting for the second entry, the fail second entry short, then you have to already know that before the setup happens. You can't think of that on the spot, because if you think about it on the spot, then actually you probably will just enter the wrong trade. Corsi says 4, I want to find love. Don't we all? Don't we all? Trap about to trigger on the 10,000 tick chart, which can cause a huge reversal on a 10,000 tick, which is amazing because we had such a strong move up earlier in the day, but it could just be an exhaustive move, right? Like I mentioned on the 5-minute, this exhaustive move here, right, came and matched with another strong, just as strong of a bear bar plus follow through, and so this could actually be an exhaustive move here, causing a reversal, big time reversal. That could be the case. Regardless, we have our setup here, and if you're thinking this is actually a if this is a downtrend now, then you can see perhaps something like this, and if we get a second entry short off of this 20 EMA and also off of this trend line, it might be a good short to take, to be honest. Or you can see this as a break of trend, new low, reversal setup. Another reason why it's difficult, because if you look at the 10,000 tick chart, the EMA is starting to flatten out. Also 5-minute starting to flatten out, starting to be on the 20 EMA, so you're wondering if you're going to bounce off of it or break through it. This is when things get confusing. So here you're gonna have to already make your decision if you want to enter this second entry short. The trend line is okay. The 20 EMA is also good and it's curling downwards. It's not a bad trade to take short in my opinion. It really depends. The reason why I'm not taking it is because I literally almost just did that exact same setup here where I tried to go short here and I actually got bit. Got bit in the tail for that. So that's still fresh in my mind, so this is making me hesitate to go short here, but I kind of want to go short again, attempt it, and you know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. But as my boy Matt Damon says, too soon, Junior. Inside bar, getting a little tricky. 1, 2, 3. Second entry short. Do I like that trade? It's tough. It's tough. The main reason being is because this is a reversal spot. So it's tough. I'd be quite angry if I enter short here and it reverses because I kind of saw this happening here. We do have the 20 EMA curling downwards. We do have this trend line. Pandas, don't judge me. I'm going short here. It's getting a little scary. The trap does trigger on the higher time frames. I might have missed it. I don't like it anymore. We're well beneath the 20 EMA to trade this as a reversal. Hard to trade this as a reversal at this point. I may want to go short here. I'm still deciding, but just barely enough room to the bottom of this trading range. Bouncing off this, we're in a downtrend now. You know, this is pretty early in this downtrend in my opinion, which makes it difficult. Woo! All right. Interesting. That's not what you want to see if you're short. That's for sure. You're disappointed now, right? No follow through. But you're still pretty beneath this. Pandas. 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 Missed it. All good. It was a tricky spot. Let's just say if I didn't get hurt, if I didn't get bit on the previous kind of like similar setup, I probably would have just taken that. But I think that was a little too fresh in my mind. I didn't want to take it, but the second entry short ends up working out, right? The 20 EMA. Let's compare the two, right, man? Let's compare the two. Let's see what's different between this one and that one. So here, where I wanted to go short here on the second entry short. You can see the 20 EMA starting to curl upwards or going sideways. You can also see that there's a bunch of chop here, bunch of chop here. Yeah, I mean, obviously this move is much stronger down, right? It's not as choppy. We do have like a little chop here that could have brought this back up, which is like maybe similar to the chop here. But also, you have a push down. It's hard to say because the question is really, you know, where do you draw your trend line to see if it's a breaker trend to new low, or right? I had this one, could have been this, or could have been this here. So the context is a little different because definitely here, you know, it's definitely way more choppy, right? The price action is not as clear. There's not so much distance between the candles, and this is a little stronger move, I guess you can say, and we can have the potential of reversing there. It's difficult. I don't know. It's hard, but Yeah, I mean, if you guys have your own little tricks to know when to do that, then feel free to mention it in the chat. But this was potential to go short here. One thing I didn't like is the inside bars here. I didn't like how that was starting to form, so made me hesitate a lot. Also, the fact that it did go back up like this, it started to get a little choppy for me here. Maybe the main thing was just the 20 MA starting to curl down. Not sure. Not sure, not sure. This definitely does look different than this. It definitely, there's like a lot more space between the bars, showing maybe a little more of a trending market. This, well, definitely one thing is the trading range indicator. Maybe that's the key. The trade, well, we had the trading range indicator here as well. Maybe perhaps blocking us from the bottom. Here, the trading range indicator, literally you're trying to trade underneath it. Too choppy. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. I kind of really want to like figure out a good way to let that not happen again. It's kind of frustrating when it does. So yeah, what a move down. What a reversal, right? On the 10,000 tick chart, that's a straight up reversal setup. Break a trend, new high, reversal setup on the 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart as well is a reversal setup. So what a move down. Incredible move down here. Alright, pandas. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early. We stream every single day here, and we love to trade with the community. And if this has been an enjoyable experience for you, man, scalp that like button, helps out the stream a lot. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, 9:15 for the main stream, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. And there are different streams, so if you just became a panda or you never joined the pre-market show before, there is a members tab in the channel. So you got to go to the channel members tab. In the members tab, you get to see the pre-market show or a link to the pre-market show. So pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.